happy day for this a small one, and so we will share her happiness with you in this a small way that she has seen many years ago when she began to do this work herself and to work with us. This network of gold connected around the earth, which was very sparse, and where each place these lines crossed was a place where there was light of a spiritual person who was doing healing or doing this work, or however you wish to call it. They had made commitment to do spiritual work and to heal themselves in a way that carried forward all of the rest of the world and all of the dimensions. And that she sees that she brings together these people, and she and I together, we teach these people from this small place here. And then she watches them go out into the world, and they draw the line, a silver, the golden line, and connect where they land and make another connection of light. And so she and we both wish to thank you for being one of the spiritual centers on the connection, which has grown to be more close together than when she first saw this network of light workers and light. And so our thanks to you for carrying this with you and discovering it and growing it in your own way for your own self. Thanks.
So would you say that that's what I've heard called the Christ grid, or the Christ consciousness grid, or it's a grid around the earth, or it's...
We do not have you can call it whatever you wish.
So it isn't the name.
We just see it as these are golden energy, lines of golden energy, like the ley lines that were in the earth that people communicated across.
Right.
They carry energy, and these grid around the earth is love.
Is love, right.
So you may call it whatever you are comfortable with. We call it love because that's all there is anyway. And it is more like, you know that you have a field of energy. Yes, you have an auric field, your auric field. You do not recognize perhaps that whenever you go somewhere, you bring with you a thread of that auric field wherever you go. And it connects or brushes by everything and everyone around you and impacts. It leaves an impression. So it is like, we think like water, but it is more like perhaps the fog which is carried through on the wind, right? Yes. Everyone gets a little bit dampness and a little smell of the ocean. If you are in the forest, it comes down, and there's moisture that comes up from the earth and down from the sky and is held by the growing things, trees and plants in the forest, and as you move through, you bring your field and you pick up theirs, yes? So everything is there is an exchange of some kind, even the most minutest amount of exchange. And so we see this grid more similar like that this is the movement that you make to a place where you now settle yourself in, and you begin to create a temple of wholeness, of wellness, of spirituality, of teaching, of healing, of whatever you may call it. And that is what we see as this network that goes. And what is very interesting to us is that every planet and a star has its own grid around it, and every galaxy has a grid around it, which includes all of whatever is within that, and every dimension has its own grid as well. So when you are filling in the blanket spots on the grid around this Earth, you are also growing or shifting all of the other grids in all of the other planets and in the galaxies and in the dimensions. So when we speak about these fifth dimension vibrations rising on the Earth and in the galaxy and in all of the universes and in all of the dimensions, this is one of the pictures that this small one gets that is connected to that process, which is a natural process and is internally, it is scheduled and internally activated by that which you all are connected to, but is not you separately. So you are part of that process, not the drivers of it. And so you enhance that process as you become aware of it, and then align yourself with it, and call yourself to who you truly are, and to stand in your own status in this way, that you become an active participant in this process instead of a passive bystander.
Right.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes, you are most welcome.